All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get it started. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Life of Champ podcast, episode number 63. Talking about cultivating an undefeated mindset. So this is a topic that I probably should have done already, but definitely one that I've been wanting to do. I was just kind of, trying to fill out the right time that I wanted to do it. So I thought today would be a good time to go ahead and talk about these. So um, just to start it off with talking about cultivating a mindset, right? Evaluating the mindset that you have right now is something that you're going to need to really be mindful of when you're watching this podcast to see if it's actually healthy and benefiting you, and to see if it's not, right? Obviously, if it's not, then you definitely need to take some game from this podcast. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do believe that I do believe in only saying, thinking, and believing in things that are meant for you to thrive, and anything less than that is not conducive to a great life. And even if these things aren't exactly true, you still need to believe them because you're going to get farther in life, even if you have the irrational belief itself, right? So, for example, right, let's just say I'm gonna use this example, and if you know who I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? Right. Oh, okay. So we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. There's this one dude that I got some inspiration from for this podcast. I've already had this cultivated mindset for a little bit now, but he definitely brought it to mind. He said that even if it's not true, for example, right? Let's just say I get shot, right? Having the mindset of he's gonna shoot me, I'm dead, right? Having that mindset's not conducive to a great life, right? Having the mindset of even if you shoot me, I'm still gonna find a way to kill you. And obviously that might not be true, but it's still setting you up better, and there's more of a chance of it happening. You increase your chances of it happening just based off of having the mindset. And this is how it kind of goes with life in general, right? If you have certain mindsets in place, right, you're going to be better off than the average person, right? Most people have complete dog shit mindsets. I'm gonna say that because that's what needs to be said. Most people have terrible mindsets that hold them back. So one, you need to remove all limiting mindsets. The I can'ts, I wouldn't, I couldn't, I could never's, all of those. Remove all of those from your vocabulary, and you're going to be better off than 99% of people. Just straight off the gate, right? So we'll go ahead and get started with that. I'm going to go ahead and give you the breakdown for the mindsets right now. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to move around some shit real quick. All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. These are going to be some mindsets and just some things to think about, but quite frankly, most of these are going to be mindsets. So we'll go ahead and start. I'll start from the top. We'll do that. All right. One of the mindsets that you need to have is cultivating a life worth living that is bigger than yourself always. So if you know me, I always have whys, and like the last podcast, I also talked about this as well. You need to create whys that are bigger than yourself because sometimes you are not enough when it comes to your motivation. You need to think bigger than yourself. For example, right? Let's just say you're a father. Um, even me, even me right now. I'll say this because I said it in the last podcast. So even me being as young as I am, obviously I'm not a father, but I'm still doing the things like progressing, like constantly going to the gym for my kids that I don't even have yet, for the wife that I don't even have yet, right? I'm putting in the work right now, and I'm creating a reason that is bigger than myself. So if I'm here's the thing. It's one thing to let yourself down, it's another thing to let people around you down, right? The last thing somebody wants to do is let somebody down that's around them, right? It's like I said, it's different. You for whatever reason, you are more easily able to let yourself down than if you have, like I said, you have a greater cause. If you have a greater cause, if you have your family to think about, and it is bigger than yourself, you're going to be more inclined to go ahead and do it. And this is one of the mindsets that you need to think about: is creating a why that is bigger than yourself. Because, like I said, there's going to be hard moments in life, and you need to, like I said, have the right mind frame in order to uh, pers- um, persevere when it comes to the difficulties. Because there's going to be moments of resistance, but you need to, like I said, you need to push forth. All right, so that's the first one. I have roughly about 30 something of these. So I told you I would come with 30. It literally took me like 15, 20 minutes to come up with 30. So I probably have 100. I probably have 100. Some of them will kind of be they're kind of they were kind of repeated, but I could probably give you 100 if you really wanted to. The next one is I can do anything I set my mind to, right? This is a mindset that I've had ever since I was little, right? I've never failed at something that I truly wanted to go ahead and pursue, and I truly gave it my all, right? Um, Me personally, I didn't thrive in high school. I didn't thrive in school in general, right? I wasn't invested into it. I didn't give a shit enough to actually want to apply myself, right? But the things that I wanted to do, truly wanted to do, truly had um, motivation to do, I was able to do all those things. I've been able to do all those things. And even if that's not exactly true for you, you still need to believe exactly what I just said, which is, hold up, man, I'm moving this shit. Which is, you can do all things if you set your mind to it, right? For example, let's just say tennis, for example, right? If somebody said, "Champ, you're not good at tennis," I could be the best in the world if I really put my mind to it. If I dedicated every single waking minute to being the best I could be at tennis, then I would be one of the best people in tennis, right? Now, whether that is true or whether that is false, having the mindset of I can do anything that I set my mind to is going to set you up so much better than believing, you know what, even if I set my mind to it, even if I dedicated all my life to it, I probably still couldn't do it, right? That's bullshit. I don't prescribe to that because, like I said, it's not a healthy way to look at things when it comes to creating progress, right? It's just not something you do not want to believe in my opinion, right? So yeah, you can do anything you set your mind to. Really, truly believe that and internalize that, right? There's a lot of things that you do on a daily basis that you don't exactly want to do, but you still do them anyways, right? But when it comes down to it, right, you need to understand that if you really, really, like I said, dedicated your life to it, could you do it? The answer should be yes. Anything else in that is you got to discard it. You got to discard it, honestly. The next one is going to be I'm becoming more disciplined every single day. Now, whether this is true, you still need to believe it because, quite frankly, it's going to be more beneficial to believe that you are increasing your self discipline than saying, "Oh yeah, my self discipline is deteriorating." Whether that, like I said, whether that is true or false, right? You need to believe that you are becoming a person that is more conscious of the self discipline that you need on yourself, and you will continue to be better every single day, right? All right. The next one is going to be, and something I'm going to also say. If you have an undefeated mindset that you want to leave in the comments, go ahead and leave it in the comments as well. We can go over some of the ones you guys sent over as well. And if you like any of the ones in particular, make sure to go and leave a comment on that as well. Appreciate it. If you're rewatching this, make sure to go and leave a like on the video. And yeah. All right, we'll get into the next one. You must strive for excellence in every chosen endeavor in life. You got to strive for excellence. You cannot just do. You can do anything you set your mind to, right? You cannot just do. You cannot just half-ass these things. You cannot just half-ass these things. Hold up, man. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, bro. The things I sacrifice to become who I want is a matter of life or death. Exactly. Like I said, make this increase the stakes. Increase the stakes, right? He said, like if I don't. Yeah, exactly. Simple as that. Simple as that, man. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Increase the stakes. Make the shit mean something to you because it's so easy to not have shit mean something to you, and like I said, it's a lot easier not to do those things. You don't want to put yourself in a position where like you're just not set up for success. Simple as that. Hold on, give me 1 second. What the hell? Oh shit, my bad. I had something on my screen. I had to get it off, man. My bad. All right. Yeah. So you must strive for excellence in every single chosen endeavor in life. Right. Anything you set your mind to, you need to be able to do. You need to be able to do it at the highest level, or you at least need to act in accordance to trying to strive for the highest excellence that you possibly can achieve. Right. Um. Any other mindset is not as good. Right. That mindset, striving for excellence in every chosen endeavor in life, is superior to pretty much any mindset when it comes to talking about your self belief. Right. So you definitely got to internalize that one as well. The next one is is something that, like I said, another this one person had brought it up, and this is a mindset that I've been had this mindset for the longest time, right? And this is going to be a little bit controversial, but I've thoroughly thought out. So you need to like I said, take this into account. Take this into account. All right, I'm not going to read it. So basically, what it comes down to with this mindset is if the day is not complete shit, right? If my family didn't die, if I didn't have a tragedy happen in my day, then my day was pretty all right, at the very least, right? And this is kind of going hand in hand with happiness. Like I said, if my day's not, you know, terrible, then I had a pretty good day, and I'm happy, right? For me personally, if you know me personally, I'm never down bad. I'm really never down terrible, right? I'm honestly not, and with good reason, because quite frankly, I do not have, or I haven't had an event that would have put me in the position where I would be that down bad, right? If you know me personally, like I said, I only cry for family death, damn near, right? I'm not emotionally affected by majority of the things that majority of people are. Of course, the givens, like I said, a family death or something, or tragedy or something like that, tragic news. Then of course, I would react in accordance to that. But if it's not that, then I'm pretty much happy, right? Of course, there's some less than ideal situations that happen, right? That temporarily put you down. But when it comes down to is, you know, if it's not going to matter in a week, then quite frankly, move the fuck on, right? It's hard. It's hard to really do that. Easier said than done. But quite frankly, you need to really analyze that. But like I said, for me personally, I'm happy majority of the times, and you need to. And just saying that is going to increase your happiness. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm depressed, I'm sad. Do not say these things. They're not setting you up for success. So don't fucking say them. Simple as that. I say I'm happy. I'm happy all the time. If my day's all right, it was a fucking good day, man. Yeah, I'm happy. Simple. Life could be worse. Life could most definitely be worse. So treat it as such. It's the, like I said, it's the mindset, man. It's the framing that you have in your mind that is going to create your reality. Yeah, simple as that. Next one is this one right here, fellas. This is the controversial one, fellas. Being depressed doesn't exist. Feeling depressed at times definitely does, right? Do not believe that you are depressed. Even if you feel depressed, do not say that I am depressed. Really truly think that things could be worse. Really truly think that this is a temporary emotion. All emotions are temporary, fellas. Feeling depressed is one of those emotions that will come and go, right? But do not attach your identity to a negativity like depression. Do not say, I'm depressed, because if you say, I'm depressed, you are defeating yourself. And the last thing you want to be doing is defeating yourself. Like I mentioned on previous podcasts, you're the only one on your team. So do not give your power to the enemy. Do not give your power to the opposing view, because you're, like I said, you're setting yourself up for failure. All right. Yeah, but that might be a controversial take. People are like, oh, depression is real, this and this, right? Mind your mind is down. You're just down bad in your mind, quite frankly. You're just down bad in your mind. And like I said, of course, I know there are certain situations where you will feel depressed, like I said, a family passing, things like that. But at the end of the day, fellas, that's not how majority of the time is. But it is. You need to understand that it is just a feeling, and feelings are temporary. They come and go. They come in waves, but they are nothing more than just temporary emotions. So yeah. All right. Next one is going to be something that I've done for the last few months, and I've really consciously focused on this, and I've talked about this on the podcast before. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it a little bit right now. All right. Take all adversity and use its energy in a productive endeavor. Heartbreak, loss, sadness, use all of these. They're great motivators. They can give you the extra juice to push forth, right? These things build men. These things build women, realistically speaking, as well, right? They're inevitable. They're inevitable. Heartbreak, loss, and sadness are damn near inevitable in this life, right? Understand that there's two paradigms that you can possibly have. There's one is using it as fuel, and there's two using it as an excuse, as a cope, right? Now, tell me which one you want. Which one is going to better suit your life? And you need to think of it as that, because people don't even think that far. They adopt the negativity, and that becomes their identity. No, that's not good enough for me personally, right? And if you're watching this, that shouldn't be good enough for you. It's a great teacher. It is a great teacher. Like I said, to give you the extra juice. Let's just say heartbreak, right? I talked about this on my what was it? How to Get Over Your Ex podcast. That is one of the things that it needs to bring this energy. It's gonna give you energy regardless. Now, how you choose to divert that energy is up to you. Because quite frankly, you can, if you're feeling some type of way about your ex, if you're feeling some type of way in general, right? You can either be down bad about it, listen to sad music, start going down a negative counter loop, or you can say, you know what, man? This is giving me energy and I feel the energy. I feel it in my chest, right? But now I'm going to use that energy in, like I said, in an endeavor that actually means something, right? I'm going to use that to better myself so I will never let that happen again. The difference between most people is just the mindset that they have on life. The successful people do not have a different mindset than these mindsets I'm talking about. They really don't. All they've had is just more time with these mindsets, more situations where they could have applied them. That is the only difference. The next one is going to be, yeah, exactly. This is kind of reiterating, but you cannot believe anything that is preying on your downfall, right? Do not believe that you are vulnerable. Do not believe any of these things. Like I said, do not suit your life. Do not suit your life. Come on now. Don't do that, man. Already talked about that one. All right, this is the next one. Give me 1 second. If you're in it right now, make sure you go leave a like as well. The next one is saying things like, I'm lucky. I'm too blessed to have bad luck. Things like that. Even if they aren't exactly true. And it is realistically a matter of chance, right? Probability. But if you have the self-talk of saying, you know what, I'm lucky, you're going to be more lucky than the person who says, you know what, I'm unlucky. I'm always the unluckiest person in the room. If you say that, you're probably going to be one of the most unlucky people in the room. But if you say that I'm lucky, random great things happen to me, right? You're going to manifest those things. And that is exactly what it is, right? When you speak, you are manifesting things because your subconscious mind doesn't know if you're telling the truth or not. It just takes everything as truth. So that is more the mindset that I've adopted. I'm not an unlucky person. I'm pretty lucky. I'm pretty fortunate. So have those same mindsets because, like I said, even if you don't believe they're true, you still need to say these things, and eventually, over time, you will believe these things to be true. All right, here's another mindset that is cultivating that undefeated champ mindset, right? You're underrated, and people are sleeping on you. Simple as that. This is a mindset, Anthony knows this. Anthony knows this as well, right? This is a mindset that I've had for the longest time, man. You know what? I'm underrated. Even when I have over 1 million subscribers, even when I have all the things that I want in this life right now, I'm still gonna consider myself underrated. I'm still gonna have that same mindset. Being the underdog, it puts a chip on your shoulder, and that kind of goes hand in hand with all these mindsets, right? You're adding chips on your shoulder. You want like I said, you want that extra motivation to push forth and saying, you know what, this person's doubting me, preying on my downfall. Guess what? I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna do exactly what I said I was going to do. If you believe these things, you're going to go a lot further, like I said, than 99% of people, because most people do not have these mindsets, man. They just don't have them. At the end of the day, fellas, you are underrated, and people are sleeping on you. So we do what we got to do. You put in the work, and we wake them up. Simple as that. Next one is people want to see you fail. Give them a show, fellas. It's pretty much the same thing I just said. But, hey, there's people that are preying on your downfall, right? There's people that didn't choose you. Give them a fucking show, fellas. Give them a show, because at the end of the day, somebody's going to have the last laugh. It's either you or it's them. Now, I refuse to let the opposition have the last laugh, so I always have the last laugh. You got to have these mindsets, fellas. You got to have these mindsets, right? That is a mindset that I've adopted, and I talked about it on previous podcasts as well. But I always have the last laugh. I always do. I will always have the sweetest taste of revenge. I will. You can't say anything otherwise, because you can't. You just can't. Because I won't believe it anyways, even if you do say it. All right, next one is, I already mentioned that one. Yeah, persevere through all the struggles of life. Become relentless through difficulty and resistance. If you fall down, you got to get back up, fellas. Simple as that. If you fall down, you got to get back up, and there's no other choice besides getting back up. You cannot believe anything other than that. I don't even know what it's like. Even saying things like this, I don't even know what it's like to lose. Even if you've lost in your life, just saying that shit is going to reap you more wins. I don't even know what it's like to be second place. I don't even know. I have to ask somebody how it feels to lose because I don't know. Having that mindset, like I said, even if it's not true, it's going to benefit you just by having that mindset. If anyone disagrees with this shit, make sure you let me know, man. If you're rewatching this, make sure you let me know. If you disagree with what I have to say, you might be praying on your own downfall. Who knows, man? Who knows? The next one is cultivating with cultivating a undefeated mindset, right? There's some things you need to have an acceptance on, right? And you need to have a different paradigm on. So, for example, right? Let's just say you're going through some hardships, right? Understanding that this is just the human experience, and you are fortunate enough to at least experience the human experience in itself is a beautiful thing, right? Now, with the human experience, there's going to be some great moments if you make them for your life, and there's also going to be some low moments. But you can't have one without the other. You cannot have the great moments without having the low moments. So you need to be able to understand that you need both and use both to be a positive force in your life. Because if you believe that one is a negative, you're done. You're done. Simple as that. You're done. All right. I already mentioned that one. All right. Next undefeated mindset is speak through actions, not words. Actions have always actions have always spoke louder than words. At the end of the day, fellas. Don't just talk about it. Just be about it, man. Simple as that. It's simple as that, right? Having that mindset that you know what, I'm not gonna just talk about it. I'm gonna show you. You're thinking you're on the right vibration. You're on the right frequency, right? All right, I mentioned this one. Shout out to that boy. Shout out to that boy that I've been mentioning, man. You're the only one who can make this work, and you're the only one who can fuck this up. Taking the ultimate responsibility, right? Understanding that you are the controller of your destiny. Understanding that, like I said, you're not going to be a victim of circumstance, but yet the controller of your destiny. Having the ultimate responsibility puts all the pressure on you. Now you can think, man, that's a lot of pressure. I don't know if I can handle it. Or you can think, pressure makes diamonds. Simple as that. And I'm going to shine. Simple as that, right? Understanding that that is the ultimate responsibility. Now, how you choose to believe in that ultimate responsibility is up to you. Now, for me personally, I look at it. I look at that as an opportunity to prove myself once again. I do not look at it as a negative. In even these things that you might even think are negatives, you need to eventually switch it to a positive because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck. And the last thing you want to do in this life is to get stuck. Because if you're stuck, then you're moving backwards. Because there's only moving forwards and moving backwards, fellas. So if you believe you're stuck, you gotta change that shit. You gotta change that shit instantly. All right. This next mindset is I can thrive under pressure. I thrive under pressure. When the game is on the line, I want the ball in my hands because I believe that I have the best chance of winning the game. When I put the fate of my future in my own hands, I'm going to prevail always, right? You need to understand that you're just clutch. Just having that mindset that you're clutch, right? Even if you don't believe it, even if you've shown yourself that you're not that, having that mindset is going to set you up for better situations where you can look at the adversity and say, you know what? Last time I can't even remember the last time, but this time is a different time. This time I'm going to prove myself right. Being able to say, you know what? I'm clutch. I thrive under pressure is going to give you is going to make you thrive under pressure more because having the mindset of saying, man, I'm under a lot of pressure. I'm down bad right now. You're done. You're cooked. You're cooked. Simple as that. Understand that you need to be able to cultivate that mindset of saying, like I said, when it comes to the last seconds on the shot clock, give me the ball. I can handle it. If you don't have that mindset and you want to put the ball in somebody else's hands, let your fate be in somebody else's hands. You're down. You are down. I don't care what you tell me. You're down. You have to believe, truly believe that you can handle the pressure. Simple. Next one is hold up. You need to self-reflect. Is that part of your I don't know what you mean by that. Are you talking about me personally? I do a lot of self-reflection. I always do. I've always have. But if that's cultivating a undefeated mindset, then I would definitely agree with you. Yes, you need to self-reflect. I agree with you. I can't exactly. If you're saying I need to self-reflect, I've done I've done countless hours of self-reflecting. Next thing, yeah, it's not on you, it's in you, fellas. When it comes down to it, is this: everything is pretty much superficial, right? Most people judge people off the superficial, right? But you need to understand that what ultimately matters is what's in you. If you're building something that is greater than yourself, it is in you. If you're putting in the work, like she had mentioned or he had mentioned, of the self reflection, right? If you're putting in the time, that's all that matters, right? It's never on me. It's always in me. Simple. All right, let's see what he says. If you don't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you. Exactly. Exactly. It's your storyline. Exactly. You're the creator of your destiny. You are the main character in your movie. Now act as such. Can we talk about a past podcast? No. No, I'm messing around. Of course we can. Of course we can. But mm, I have a feeling I know where this is going, fellas. I have a feeling where this is going. Let me just I gotta focus on the podcast. All right, next one is you have to be him before you become him. This is something that I've written down and something on my desk right now. In order to be him, you have to become him. So you have to act in accordance to what it takes to become him, right? First, you got to define what is him or her, right? But you have to be him. Act in accordance every single day. Lay down the bricks every single day to your empire. This is something that I've been doing. This is something that I've always done, right? And this is something that you need to believe as well. You are him. You are her. Now, what does that person look like to you? Act in accordance every single time to that. All right. Next one is this. I love this one. This is the next one. This is the next one. If you have pure intentions, you don't lose anyone. They lose you. This is something that I've internalized. I've internalized. If you are acting genuine always, and you have pure intentions, you don't lose anybody. They lose you. That's something that I have internalized because, quite frankly, I know that if I'm acting in the ways that I know I should, if I'm true to self, and I'm doing all that I can, I can never lose. And this is what it talks. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to cultivating that undefeated mindset, right? You do not put yourself in a position. You don't put yourself in a position to be down bad. You just don't. The next one is, yeah, I already mentioned that one. All right, sacrifices. Understand that sacrifices are not an inconvenience, but a necessity. Sacrifices to get anywhere you want to get into life is most definitely going to need to be had. And um, yeah, that's pretty much it, right? I'm gonna get a tattoo next year for sure. It's gonna say sacrifices right here because that is something that I have internalized, right? Sacrifices are a part of life. It is a part of me. Part of me is making the sacrifices that I know I need to make, right? And fellas, you got to make the sacrifices. If you want to get to where you want to get to in life, you're going to need to sacrifice something, right? Something's going to need to take. You're going to need to sacrifice something. Now, figure out what you're willing to sacrifice and figure out how much are you willing to sacrifice, right? Figure out those things and you'll be much better off. Next one is do not let people control your emotions because if they can control your emotions, they can control your mind, right? Understand that. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Simple as that, right? It pretty much explains it in itself. Understand that if somebody's making you angry, if somebody's making you feel sad, you are giving them too much power. With cultivating an undefeated mindset, you need to understand that if you believe that they can't control you, what they say to you is not going to mean as much. It's not going to carry as much weight. For me personally, this is why I do not allow people that I do not care about to influence and to influence my emotions, right? To create my own reality. Understand that if they can control your mind, If they can control your emotions, they will control your mind, right? Simple as that. Simple as that. Next one is going to be, I live in abundance, and what is meant for me will come to me in due time. This is something that I've read in what is the book called? The seven spiritual laws of success. Yeah, that's the one. Give me 1 second. I already know where this is going, fellas. I already knew where that shit was going. You're funny. You're funny. Okay, I want to talk about how to get over your ex podcast. I actually mentioned it a little bit earlier as well. It really touched you. Wow. I wonder why it touched you. Probably touched you because you're her friend. So, well, you guys are in the same room. So, welcome to the podcast. I appreciate y'all being fans. If y'all like the podcast, if you like this one, make sure you go and leave a like. If you like the last one, make sure you go and leave a like as well. Be emotionless. Always be a robot. I don't know about that. Stoicism is a philosophy that is definitely needed as a man. Let me read it. Exactly. Understand that you always have the advantage. This is another one that came off the dome, right? Understand that you always have the advantage. You always have the upper hand. Believing you do, even if you don't, is going to put you in a better position. Simple. All right. The next one is, women are an outcome of your hard work, or you will prioritize women over working hard. Right? This is a mindset that I definitely needed to internalize, right? And this is a mindset that most men need to internalize, right? And when you see yourself try to steer off of path, right? You when you see yourself steering off path, you got to refocus. Simple as that. Where's it at? Yeah, because you cannot let women be a priority if you do not have your other shit in check, right? If you're not doing the things you know you need to do, then there's no way you're going to be able to prioritize women. Because, like I said, if you make it a priority, you'll see it start to deteriorate your focus, and focus is very, very important. The next one is persistence. Get up every single day and lay down the bricks. Something I mentioned earlier, right? Every single day is another opportunity to lay down the bricks, which you know you need to do, right? Build the life that you want to live by doing it and acting like it every single day. You have to be him in order to become him, fellas. It's as simple as that, right? Believe that you are him, and what does he do? He lays down the bricks every single day. Simple. The next one is conquer the beast of lust. I love this one. With cultivating an undefeated mindset, I do not believe that you should be lustful. This is a paradigm that I picked up within the last 6 months, right? With that being said, I've been celibate for over 6 months. So conquer the beast of lust, because it is a beast. And you need to understand that it is a beast, and it can easily take over you. And it easily takes over most men, right? Most men they can't get over that, right? They are conquered by the beast of lust. They do not conquer the beast of lust. They're conquered by it, right? For me personally, in order to create that ultimate mindset, that undefeated mindset, removing and conquering the beast of lust is definitely needed, because you're going to be easily swayed and controlled. If you can't conquer the beast, find the beast. Find that beast. Exactly. Everybody has it, man. Don't lie to me. Everybody has it, man. But just understand that you got to conquer the beast. It's as simple as that. All right, next mindset, and I have a few more left. Slavery still exists, but it exists within limitations and circumstances of the mind. Understand that society is trying to put shackles on your mind. Simple. It's trying to feed you propaganda that is not going to serve your best self, right? For example, let's just say the news. I can't remember the last time I seen something great happen on the news. Quite frankly, I don't watch the news anyways, because that's a whole nother topic. But understand that there is going to be slavery that still exists in the form of, let's just say, working, for example, right? This is something that I always mention when somebody's working, right? Oh yeah, I just put in a 12-hour shift, man. You are working like a damn slave, right? Because they're slaving your mind, right? They're not slaving your life. They're slaving your mind. Well, they're kind of slaving your life as well, right? You have to do what they say, simple as that, right? But understand that slavery still exists, but now they're enslaving your mind, right? You got to be able to get out of that. You got to recognize it first. So hopefully watching this podcast is going to allow you to recognize it. And now you can move forward from there. The next one is remove energy demons. There's going to be demons that approach you that try to take away your energy. With cultivating an undefeated mindset, you need to realize that these energy demons are everywhere, and you need to remove as many as you possibly can from your life, or they're going to affect you. Simple. All right, this is the last mindset that I have. This is an extra one, so I already spit about 30, 32, if I'm not mistaken. This next one is, it's a little bit similar to the one that I already mentioned, but I never lose. I just lose what's not meant for me. It's not a loss, it's a lesson, fellas. Simple as that. Having that mindset and approaching life that way is, like I said, fellas, like I've been saying, is going to put you in a better position, is going to make you feel more undefeated, right? It's going to give you a better stance and a better view to view the world. You never lose, you just lose what's not meant for you. If it's not meant for you, then you shouldn't feel any regret. You shouldn't feel any type of way. Understand that it's nothing but a loss. And if it's a loss, it's a lesson, fellas. It's a lesson, ultimately. Fight the demons. They will try and take your life away one by one, demotivating you, and they make you think that you're lazy. Exactly. You know, he's exactly right there. They try to manipulate your mind, but understand that it is nothing more than just a literally energy demon. Literally what it is, fellas. Literally what it is. Better position, never lose, just learn. Exactly. I don't lose personally. My name's Champ. I don't lose. I just, I take every single loss as a lesson. Simple as that. And like I mentioned, right, I don't lose anybody, they lose me. If my intentions are pure, right, if I'm doing the things that I know I need to do, and if I'm treating people the way I think, or the way I deem them to be needed to be treated, which, of course, that's a whole nother thing, but I don't lose. I don't lose, as simple as that, right? There's women that I've talked to in my life where I was acting genuine. Always acting genuine, because like I said, I feel like that is ultimately what you need to do. You need to be honest. There's going to be plenty of positions where, it might not seem like honesty is probably the best policy, but you need to understand that you need to be true to self. And if you're true to self, whatever happens after you're true to self is not in your hands, right? It's not in your hands, right? You can just only control what you can control, and you need to remove tension for the things in which you cannot control. It's as simple as that. We're 44 minutes deep. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. If you specifically like a mindset or have one for yourself, make sure to leave in the comments as well. I got you. Give me 1 second. It's funny. All right. Yeah, so make sure to leave in the comments as well. Yeah, this is going to be a good one to make clips off for sure. I can't wait for that as well. Some of my favorites, personally, are going to be, the way I started it off, right? Only believe, think, and say things that are in your best interests, and do not believe things even if they are true. Believe the things that are not meant. Believe the things that are going to suit you better for your life. Like I said, it can even be irrational, but as long as you have that mindset, you're going to be better off than a person who has the complete opposite mindset, right? For example, right? The one person who helped me cultivate this mindset was Anthony. When we were kids, he didn't believe that he couldn't do anything, or he didn't believe that there was anything he couldn't do, right? And eventually that wore off on me, because as great friends do, they push you forward. They want to see you succeed, and that was one of the ways he pushed me, right? That's why we go to the gym every single day, put in the work every single day. I'm literally on 9 days straight, right? He pushes me forward in that way. He said that I can do anything. He had that mindset, and like I said, it wore off on me, and it was one of the best interactions that I've ever had, ever. And you need to understand that's simple. All right. What's another one that I like? Yeah, removing all the negative talk. This is something that I've always mentioned, right? Do not believe you're down bad, because if you believe you're down bad, then you're fucked. Simple. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that one. I really like this one. When I was writing it up, I didn't like it as much, but I really like this one now. Feeling lucky. If you admit to yourself that you feel lucky, shit, you're gonna be better than a person who says, you know what, man, I'm unlucky. So I think I really enjoy that one. Um, yeah, I'm a lucky person. Lucky things happen to me, and it's as simple as that. Yeah, another one is you're underrated. Yeah, I love that one too. Believing that you're underrated even if you're not. Believing that you have haters even when you might not, right? Believing that there's people that are preying on your downfall and proving them wrong every single time. Giving you the extra juice, like I said, the extra giving you the extra motivation to push forth another mile, right? For example, right? Hey, fellas, hey, if you know the forbidden pre, if you know what I'm talking about, if you know the forbidden pre that pushes you past where you thought you could go, that it gives you that extra motivation to push the extra rep. If you have that, if you don't have that, you need to find some forbidden pre, right? So get your heart broken, do whatever you got to do. Let a woman do you dirty for the one time, right? Whatever it is, get some extra motivation through that, because, like I said, fellas, if you got that shit, fellas, hey, let me tell you that. Let me tell you that. You'll make hella progress, man. You make hella progress. That's what I've done. I've treated it as such, right? When every single time I lose, even I can't lose. Even the times that I lose, I still can't lose. How you gonna defeat a motherfucker that don't even believe he lost? You can't. You can't. Exactly. Heartbreak comebacks are the best. I agree with you 100%. The comeback is always better. That is another mindset. The comeback is always better. Let's just say you have an injury. It's fine. The comeback's always better anyways. When I had rolled my ankle, when I had just got to the point of where I was dunking, right? I hurt my ankle. I'm gonna say maybe like 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks after I was dunking semi consistently, I rolled my ankle really bad. This was like maybe a year and a half ago or something like that. I rolled it really bad. I hadn't a boot for like about a month, and trying to get the mobility back and things like that were terrible. But eventually I got past them. Um, One thing I always said to myself is the comeback's always going to be better anyways. I'm going to be better than I ever was. And I was exactly right. Proving yourself right also is an undefeated mindset in itself. Showing that you are acting in accordance to what you say. Like I said, with action, like I mentioned. That's going to give you an undefeated mindset because you reinforce the things that you say. You do what you say. You become a man of your word, which is something that I stress. It is very, very important to be a man of your word. Me personally, you know what? I'm not always a man of my word. I can admit that. But I try to be a man of my word as much as I possibly can. I put in the effort consciously to be a man of my word. So it's as simple as that. All right. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. If you're still in here, make sure you go and leave a comment. I'll give it about 10 more minutes and then I'll go and end it off. But I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Fellas, I was just underrated and I turned to a beast, fellas. Shout out to Offset, man. Shout out to Offset, man. Come on now. You already know. And he said, am I ever going to use a soundboard? That's a good question. That's a good question. I have it. I need to get little Andrew in the booth, man. I need to get Drew in the booth, and he'll run it for me. I'll do it next podcast. It's just a matter of finding the right moments where I feel like I can use a sound effect. But quite frankly, I just haven't had a moment where I'm like, you know what, I need to use that one. But like I said, I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Um, I'm having another podcast on Thursday. Hopefully, I can have somebody on with me. The topic. Have I rolled up that topic? I don't think I have yet. So yeah, that you got to stay tuned in for that. Also, make sure to go and leave a like on my YouTube Shorts and as well my TikTok as well. TikTok Life of a Champ podcast. Make sure to go and leave a like on the videos that I posted. I posted 2 yesterday. I'll be posting probably like 3 or 4 tomorrow. So make sure you go and like those as well. Definitely helps me out. Ultimately, at the end of the day, fellas, do what it takes, believe what it takes, say what it takes to cultivate an undefeated mindset. You do not want to have a defeated mindset. You do not want to go around life thinking that you're down bad. I keep reiterating these points because they have some value, right? Only believe in things that suggest that your life is going to get better if you believe those things. That is what I do. That is what I've always done. And that is what I will continue to do until I die. That's me. But other than that, fellas, I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Make sure you go ahead and leave a comment. If y'all not gonna leave a comment, I'm just gonna end it off. I'm gonna be honest with you. Man, I can't believe that, man. Hayden, I can't believe that. You still watch? If y'all still watching, bro, y'all are crazy, bro. Y'all are fans, bro. Y'all are fans, man. Man. Like I said, praying on the downfall, fellas. You came on the fucking perfect podcast. The perfect podcast. I gotta say it. Hey, look at they still praying on the downfall, right? And here's the thing. Go ahead and let me know. If you still in here watching, you say you want to talk about the podcast, this is the perfect time. Go ahead and let me know. I already knew y'all was gonna watch. Let's give it 1,000, right? 1,000 IQ play, fellas. 1,000 IQ. You make a podcast, how to get over your ex, and of course they watch it. Come on now, fellas. You already know what time it is, man. I already knew they was gonna watch it, man. Because I already know they're keeping tabs, bro. How could they not, man? I already been off of that, bro. I don't keep up with y'all anymore, man. I don't. Because I don't need to. Like I mentioned. It is one of the things I should have done earlier, but quite frankly, I did it. Simple as that, fellas. They still keeping tabs, of course. They're fans, man. Come on now. Gotta give it to them, man. Hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. I understand, man. I understand it. Hey. Hey, that's just the way it is. Man. That's just the way it is. But, once I seen the name, fellas, hey, if I see an unfamiliar name, man, that name looked a little too familiar, man. I was like, hey, yo, what is that? If you know, you know. If you don't know, then you don't know. Simple as that. Let me guess. There's only one way you can find out that I fucking do a podcast. Only one way. It's gotta be Instagram. Give me 1 second. Maybe not. Oh, just a wild hair then. Wow. It is what it is, fellas. Where y'all at, man? Where y'all in the comments? I'm gonna end it in 2 minutes. I think that's one of my favorite things about this podcast. It's people coming in when I'm not expecting it. I need to better prepare for this, but that is a funny thing right there. I remember when I did a podcast with Pablo, right? My friend Pablo. We had a person come call him out on the podcast while live. I thought that shit was absolutely funny as hell. And yeah, I thought that shit was funny. And I think I need to better prepare myself for those moments, because those moments are gonna come. There's gonna be people trying to, call me out, and I gotta let them know, man. I gotta let them know, fellas. Gotta let them know. And I'm still waiting on the comment. If they ain't here, man, go ahead and let me know. Go ahead and talk about that How to Get Over Your Ex podcast. It really touched you? Go ahead and let me know about it, man. I already knew it was. I already knew you was going to watch it anyways. That's why I said, if you're one of my exes, I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you giving me all the experiences so I can create a podcast like this, right? And if you're watching, you're also a fan as well. That's why I fucking said that shit. I said it for y'all, man. Watch part 2, by the way. Watch part 2. Part 2 is pretty good. Part 2 is an interesting one. If you watch part 1, like I said, if you left a like, of course, go ahead and leave a like. Part 2, definitely good podcast. Hey, man. Hey, fellas, what did I say, man? Hey, we always had a last laugh around here. I told y'all that from this podcast. We always had a last laugh. This is the last laugh, fellas. Make sure you watch part 2. Part 2 is pretty good, though. Like I said, I like that one. I know you watch. If you haven't already watched it, right? All right, fellas, we're going to go ahead and end it off. I appreciate everyone stopping by. KJ, holding it down as always. GDP holding it down as always. Hit the like. Exactly. Simple. Anthony, I appreciate you for stopping by. His ass is probably knocked the fuck out by now. He was tired after the gym, so I'm assuming he's asleep. So, other than that, fellas, I appreciate everyone stopping by. Stay tuned for the next podcast, which is going to be on Thursday. Give me 1 second. Next podcast is on Thursday. Like I said, I should have somebody else on. If not, Anthony's probably going to be on. I think so. KJ, if you want to be on Thursday's podcast, let me know as well. And other than that, fellas, this was Life of a Champ podcast, episode number 63, talking about cultivating an undefeated mindset. If you're watching, make sure you go and leave a like, and make sure you leave a comment on your favorite part or favorite mindset. Tell me what you've taken away from this podcast. Other than that, fellas, y'all have a good rest of your night. And like I said,